everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm back with some fun page flips. So we are going to use some book page as the base, and these are really a nice size, and I was going to show you real quick. It came from this Journal of Neurotrauma, 1992, and it's basically the journals just all bound in a book. And the paper's a little shiny or slick, I guess, and it's a really nice thickness, but anyway, I think it definitely is lending itself to layering paper on top. But you can use any book page that you have. If you don't have book page this size, you can make your flips whatever size your book page is, smaller, a little bit larger. And then you'll also want to keep in mind when you're making yours what journal you're going to put them in. So I just have kind of a standard size journal. Let me show you how they're going to work. I have two different samples for us. So this one would, so that part's not finished, would be installed on a page like this. And we have this sweet little pocket here. We also have a side load pocket made out of the book page right there. And depending on how you glue this one down, you know, you might even, if you want to, create another tuck spot. I'm probably going to glue the whole panel down because mine, then I want this one to flip open because I have all this journaling space. And then a built-in side pocket as well. So it's just how I folded the paper to make sure we had those nice pockets. So I think it turned out really cute. This one is very similar, except this one, show you, the part that's going to get installed on the page is the part that's a little bit longer, and I made this in a little bit different size. And it has a cute little pocket here on this section. It has the side load pocket, and I made a little card with the tabs. And again, you could install it so you even have another space behind this pocket, but I like the idea that I can really secure it down because, again, when you turn the page, this is going to flip open like this. And this one has a little side tuck spot I put that way, plus the larger one down here. Okay, now the papers I chose to use are just from random kits that I have printed and then not used all the pieces, and I just decided that I needed to use up some things that I just have printed and have laying around. So I have my ephemera folders that I show you guys all the time, but I also have lots of these little bags. I know, it's true confession time. And then I also have, like I said, different kits. This is a monthly kit. Gosh, I printed it in September of 23. I'm not even sure which kit this is, but it's pink and there's bees and it's beautiful. And then the little bags of things are from all different creators. And then in this folder are some pieces, and I think this was the travel theme. I don't know when I printed this one. I don't think the date printed with this one. So anyway, I want to say this was a 2024 kit if I remember correctly. But they're just, I grabbed the pile and said, okay, I'm going to work some with these. So I think we'll make one, and I think I'm going to use some of the pinks again, just because I really am in that springy kind of mood. But I have two, and I want you to also see how they're a little bit different size, as well as the flaps are different sizes. So we'll just see what we end up making while I'm on camera. So I hope you like those, and you'll think about making some. All right. I'm going to set the papers aside a little bit, and we're going to look at our book page. So just for a reference, I'll give you the size of this page. Again, though, you can make yours whatever size you like. This is 10 7/8. I don't know why I flipped it over. By 8 1/4. And I just, again, pulled it out. It kind of has that funny edge, but that's okay. I'm going to fold that edge in because I like having my little pocket, my side load pockets reinforced a little bit. And this is going to do that for me. So let's get our glue. And I'm just going to glue that down. And it doesn't matter, you know, that it's a little rough. If your book page has a little bit of a frayed edge, that's okay. And like I said, whatever page size yours is, you'll just do the folds the same way. All right. There we go. And this might be a good one if you do have like one of those coffee table size books or something like that. Or again, even magazines, you could do what I'm doing with a magazine page and then cover it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is just fold it now in half, you know, the two edges together. Just like that. So now we have hot dog style, a skinny page. And now is when you just decide how tall or what size do you want your flips. Again, if you go with a really small one and a large one, just make sure it's not taller, you know, than your journal pages. I tend to, and you could do one completely in half and make them the same size as well. I kind of like them being a little different. So I'm going to just bring this one down that far. And for those of you that like to know, the shorter flap was right at 4 1/2, which left me about 6 1/4 for this size. Now, I'm kind of just reinforcing my creases, but what I'm going to do now is just add glue right along the bottom here, which will leave this open. This little fold is where I told you it got reinforced. This will have some kind of paper and things to help sturdy it up. So glue right along the bottom there. And make sure it's pressed down. I knew my glue was going to squirt like that, so I opened it up before I glued it, accidentally glued it together. And then the same thing for the larger portion. We're just going to glue at the bottom so that I leave those sides open. You know, easy peasy. And I love using up some of these pages. I have so many, so many books and so many things to use like that. So fun times because I'm just able to use things that I have on hand right now. Okay, I do like to add a little ink, and this is the Walnut Stain Distress ink. And I think you'll see it picks up the ink, but it's also, like I said, it's a little slick. So it's not my favorite texture necessarily to work with, but it's not super duper shiny. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it's going to work just fine. And it definitely, even though it's from 1992, it's definitely sturdy and isn't, doesn't feel like it's falling apart or anything like that. So it's also a nice choice for a base. Now, I haven't decided which side we're going to glue down. Maybe on this one we'll glue the big one down and make this the flippy. Just to be different, random. I did my two samples. One I designed for the large portion to be the flippy and wanted all that journaling space, and then to just have that be a double pocket, the top load and the side load. All right, so now all I did was I started, just like I said, I just started going through papers that I already had printed and just hadn't gotten around to using, or I had planned to maybe make some multiples of some projects, didn't get around to it. These I even printed on both sides, so I have the different pieces with some kind of little folio, and I also have the neutral on the back, but I want these pink stripes. Love them. So I'm gonna just use my ruler and tear. Whenever I work with pink papers, I always think of my friend Bonte. I need to reach out and talk to her. She's been on vacation and we haven't even seen each other this year with all the crazy weather. Anyway, but she loves pink, so it always makes me think about her. And I have other friends. My friend Kimberly loves pink too. She's kind of a pink, sunshiny kind of person. All right, I am just going to, it appears to me anyway, that this is a good height for this flap to leave a little bit of border around it. So I'm just going to tear that to layer this piece here, and then we'll decide if I'm going to have this be journaling because there's kind of the lines here, or if I'm going to add pockets and decorate it. I haven't really thought through that yet, but it's going to be cute. And there's all kinds of little pieces. So this again would be a great project for you to just maybe reach into your scrap bin and see what you have. And when I was going to show you really quick, when I was doing this one, I didn't have any of the larger pieces from the kit, the background. So I took a couple of the tags, 3 of them. This one I kind of tore to give it, I tore it to give it some interest. And I glued those down, and then I used a tag that I chopped off to make this pocket. They were tags a larger size than these. And I think that turned out really cute. So again, if you're really trying to use what you have maybe on hand or in your scrap bin, you could piece the pieces together if you don't have pieces that are big enough, because I do like layering these on here. So I'm going to glue this down as well. And like I said, then the inside of that larger section I know is going to get added or glued to my journal, so I'm not going to worry about decorating it. Okay, pink stripes. That's fun. And there's my side lid. All right, and I definitely am going to decorate or do some things, but let's go to this side and see if we can find something. And, oh, there's another one. I don't think I want that much pink stripes. Maybe, ooh, this was, this was a cover. And so I did this on like 110 weight cardstock. I don't tend to print too often on that weight unless, you know, I need to. And it was obviously for the cover of this little folio. You know what? I'll show you, because not that you can't figure it out, but we'll just do it together where we kind of patch some pieces together. So the height is going to be about right on this, but obviously they're not wide enough. So let me tear these, and then we can also use one of these tabs, because I thought that was kind of cute on this one. I put the tab, it makes you think, oh, lift it up. And on this one, it was actually a little file folder piece that I used to cover this one, and it has a little tab right there. Isn't that cute? So again, kind of get creative and see what you have to make it interesting. All right, so I hope everybody's doing well. Yesterday we had, you know, that's just a taste of spring. It was like 72. It was crazy. And now today it's like 40, a high of 40, and it got down to, I think, 25 overnight. So it's chilly again, but that's okay. I enjoyed that little taste of spring, and we'll just look forward to when the real spring comes along. Okay, so even though these kind of coordinate really well, I'm going to use these to cover this panel. And then I think I'm going to use a portion of one of these to make us some fun pockets. And it's going to be cute. I am trying to do better about not over printing. I sometimes get really excited with new kits and new paper, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make this. And I do. Unfortunately, I have a few. I mean, not huge, but I do have a few. I'm gonna turn it so I get to keep these roses. A few piles of things like this that I really need to use and not let just sit there. I hear people all the time, they worry about working with digital kits because of how expensive it is to color print. And I've talked about a couple of options and what I do before in videos, but while I'm just layering this paper, I'll do that again, because I do get that question a lot. And I don't mind sharing the printer. I actually have two, but my primary one that I use, one is more of a photo printer, and it does digitals really pretty too, but that isn't really its intent. Anyway, both of them are Canon MegaTank printers, just different, a different model. And there's an Epson, and I think there's this Echo Tank. I just happen to like Canon, but there's lots of people that junk journal and all of that love Epson. So, you just have to decide what you like and what works for you. But it uses the bottles of the ink instead of the cartridges that are so expensive. So, like for mine, the bottles of ink are, for one of the printers, they're like $12, and the other one, I don't know, it's like $13. It's very similar in cost for the two printers. But, sorry about that. You get thousands of pages though, for the bottles. Now, to get a full set of them, if you need 4 or 5 of the bottles, it's a little expensive. But as much as I print so much, you guys. Like I said, I'm trying to do a little bit better. But, I fill them up, some of the colors a few times, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, some once a year. And it's very economical for me. And before I got into the MegaTank printers, I had Canon that used cartridges, and I did what's called a Pixma print plan. And you get a certain number of pages a month, and it's very cost effective. I had the biggest plan they had, and I want to say it was like at that time $10, and you got up to a certain number of pages you could print. And then they started charging you like a few pennies a page after that. So, it wasn't too expensive if you went over. However, they would just drop them in the mail. You had it connected to the internet, and you just drop them in the mail to you when they would start to get low. And that's an option. You just have to have the right. There's lots of different models of their printers, but if you want to try that, you need to get one that is eligible for the Pixma print plan. So those are 2 options. I'm just trying to make these pockets look a little more interesting to me. For you to consider if you're thinking you want to work with digitals, or you're in the market for a new printer, right? And I do have both of the printers that I have, plus my old one. They're in my Amazon storefront, but I'll link directly the printer that I use, like to print all of these, I will go ahead and link that for you guys directly in the description. But then you can also go to my Amazon storefront if you want to see any of the supplies that I happen to purchase on Amazon and tools and things. So anyway, just something to consider. I really, it just hurts my heart when I see in some of the different groups, people say, you know, I just spent $200, you know, on my ink and only was able to print 40 pages. And because they've, you know, have older printers that use those cartridges, or they didn't know and they bought one that uses cartridges. And it's just, I mean, I couldn't afford that. And so anyway, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit while I'm crafting for those that it's on your mind or it's something you want to consider. They set up, you know, just like a regular printer and all of those things. So anyway, just something to think about if that's something you want to do. All right, I am going to cut one of these little tabs out. And I will also say about these, I say all the time, if you don't have a whale punch, you know, just make yourself a tab. If you have a kit that has a tab shape that you like, save one or print one or do it on, you know, trace it onto a heavy piece of cardstock or something or chipboard, and then you can use it as a template if you don't have a punch. But that, you know, that was easy and that to cut out, and that is a cute shape tab. So that's a little hint too, if you happen to have one from a kit or even a scrapbook kit or something that you like. All right, I'm going to put this one on the shorter side because this is the side that's going to flip with this one. So let me glue that down. There we go. And then we'll get the other side. If there are other things that you guys have questions about that I don't know that I'll have the answer, but if you want my opinion or my take on it, or you think it might be helpful, you know, ask me questions. I like to, when I can, be helpful. I know yesterday I had a comment. I haven't heard back from him yet, but he was trying to recreate one of my folios and was having trouble and the measurements weren't working. And I know how frustrating that is. So I'm hoping I'll hear back and be able to help, because it's also possible, guys, that I made a mistake. You know, if that ever happens to you, let me know, because I can go back and double check measurements. I do need to know though, like which folio, because you know, when I'm able to craft full time, I do a video just about every day, you know, during the holidays, and I'm on vacation, traveling, you know, if somebody in the family's sick or something, you know, we have company. It may not be every day, obviously, but it's hard for me to know which ones that you might need help with. So, but please, you know, give me the chance to help you if you need help. Okay. I'm trying to decide where I want to put this pretty flower. I may just put it here on the pocket like that. And I do like, I know I'm leaving them a little less decorated. We may put something over there, but I really like having the flip for some of that extra journaling space. I think it adds, can't decide how I want to do this. I think it adds quite a bit to a journal. And to have unique spots like that. In a lot of my journals, you know, I'll try to leave neutral pages, but, you know, I do a lot of decorating and a lot of things. And then sometimes it would be nice to know there's a place to actually journal some. Ooh, that'll be kind of pretty, wouldn't it? Ooh, maybe one that has this raggedy edge. Yeah, let's do that. And that'll kind of bring the two sides together, even though they'll be on different pages. It kind of brings that little bit of a consistency. Cute, right? And we'll do one up here too. Why not? Let me tear it just a little bit to get some of that white off. All right, so this is, again, Super easy, beginner friendly. I think sometimes a nice refresher when we're trying to come up with page ideas or things for our journals, to just be reminded of. I did that whole series on, you know, page ideas. And I love going back to that journal that I made and go, oh yeah, we could do that. So anyway, if you like some of these ideas, you could do that. You could have a journal or a notebook that you just make one to, you know, to pop the ideas into. So let me just really quick, I could actually, instead of taking the time to cut, you know, let's do that. Even if they're from different kits and stuff, it doesn't matter. I like mixing things up. Let's see if we have some pieces already cut out. Look at that, isn't that cute? It's like a little stamp. All right, and I think these are from a Victoria Designs. She has, I think I told you guys I got that kit that had just all kinds of little pieces in it. Look how cute. It might be some My Porch prints. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, that I don't know where all of these darling little pieces came from, but I'm going to throw some in the pocket. Some are probably too tiny for these pockets, but that button is cute, isn't it? Let's just trim it just a little. I can tell I cut these out with my Cricut, and it did a good job, but I just wanted to get a little bit closer. And add some ink. I'm just going to glue that down because it's cute. You could add a little piece of twine or something. That would be cute too. Not pretty. It's a little large maybe for that pocket. Let's see what it looks like in the side pocket. Yeah, that's cute. We'll put it right there. And that flips open. And I don't know if I have anything big enough, really. These little faux envelopes are just precious. They'll probably get a little lost in here. Oh, it opens on this side. Hello, Pam. But I'm going to stick them in there. There we go. Cuteness. All right. All right. This is one of the nice things when you have a bunch of things already sort of cut out, where you can just stuff the pockets to give you a sense of what it's going to look like. Look at that. Add a little bit different color. I love it. A word would be fun too, and there's lots of words in those little bags. Have a little word right here. Okay, I hope you guys will try it. Use up some of your book pages. I don't know how long it took to make that, but I was yapping a lot. These, I made them super fast. So, you know, in less than an hour, you could have a stack of these made. I'm trying to give you guys ideas for March where you can, again, build up your stash. So I hope you like it. I hope you will make some. Leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. All the things. If you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing so you can join us. We have a lot of fun here. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Until next time.